Henry Faulds, my chosen unsung hero of science and the first person to believe and test that fingerprints could be used to identify people. Let's start with a brief timeline of his life. He was born in 1843 in Scotland and in 1865 enrolled at the Faculty of Arts at Glasgow University. He later graduated in medicine at the University of Strathclyde. In 1873 he was sent to Japan, where he founded and then became the surgeon superintendent of a hospital in Tokyo, where he also taught at the local university and was responsible for funding the Tokyo Institute for the Blind. In the late 1870s, he became involved in archaeological digs and noticed the imprints of fingerprints in pieces of ancient pottery. This started his fascination with the application of fingerprints, so much so that he wrote to Charles Darwin, who unfortunately rejected his ideas. In 1880, he published these ideas in a Nature magazine, including fingerprints' implications to criminal investigations. In 1886, he returned to Britain and offered his fingerprinting system to Scotland Yard, who also declined his offer. He then died in 1930. Research shows that the chances of two people having the same fingerprint is 1 in 64 billion, which makes fingerprint analysis one of the most efficient and effective pieces of evidence that can be found at a crime scene. This graph shows the types of evidence expected by jurors in different crimes, and although ballistics and DNA fluctuate in their importance, fingerprint evidence remains an important aspect in the likelihood of a conviction. Henry Faulds used scientific methods, examining his own fingertips and those of his friends, to convince him that the patterns and ridges was unique to each individual. His system relied upon classification of fingertip impressions into 4 types: arches, loops, whorls, and composites. Once he carefully studied his theory, he published it into a scientific peer-reviewed journal, but only after conducting several experiments and examining a significant collection of fingerprints. Despite his unfortunate childhood, where he had to drop out of school at 16 for financial reasons, and being rejected multiple times, he still persisted in his effort to make the world a safer place. However, I think intuition is the most essential skill he has shown. With his ideas and theories stemming from a singular piece of pottery, his creativity and initiative is clearly present. Here we can see the different types of fingerprint patterns and their characteristics. Can you work out what 2 patterns the composite on this slide is from? If you said it's 2 loops, you'd be correct. In conclusion, Henry Faulds is an inspiration to the science community for his dedication and applicable research that has impacted society for the better and is still a part of our lives today in helping imprison criminals and making the streets safer. And this is why I believe he should receive more recognition. Thank you for listening.